They're just giving a quick update on what's going on here in Highlands Ranch. A very serious situation at the STEM Middle School. This is a school K through 12 that has about 1,800 students. And this started in the middle school just before 2 p.m. School admin called us saying they could hear shots being fired. Over the next few minutes, quite a few shots were fired. And police officers, sheriff's officers were on scene almost immediately. We have a substation just about a block away. We had school resource officers and officers from the substation and on patrol enter the school almost immediately. 2 suspects were taken into custody. Don't have any information on them right now. We have a parent reunification center at the Northridge Rec Center, which is on Broadway just north of Highlands Ranch Parkway. School district and sheriff's offices and other agencies are helping us get the kids back to the school. Many kids self-evacuated. The rest are being taken there by bus with conjunction with the school district. We have 7 confirmed injuries, possibly 8. We do not believe that there's another suspect in the school. However, they are still clearing the classrooms and making sure the school is safe. We do not have an SRO currently assigned to that school, but we did have SROs in the area, and our SRO lieutenant was one of the first on scene. Any questions?
When you say injured, are you talking gunshot wounds?
Yes, we believe so. Yes.
Any fatalities?
We don't know that yet.
Anything on the suspects?
We don't know that. We do believe they're juveniles, but we don't know that for sure.
The 7 who were in.
We don't know if they were students or not.
The 7 who were injured, are they students, and what are the nature? Have they been evacuated from the school?
They have been. They've been taken to area hospitals.
Any age range on the victims?
Do not know that at this time.
The suspects were part of the schools?
We don't know if they were students in the school or not.
Were they disarmed by students?
They were, I don't know exactly the circumstances. There did seem to be some struggle going on when they got there with someone from the school. We don't know if that's students or security or officers.
Can you give an estimate on possibly how many shots were fired?
I don't know how many, but I do know there were number of shots fired as officers were arriving at the school. They could still hear gunshots, and as they were entering the school.
When you're saying middle school, for those of us who aren't familiar with the school, are there different parts of buildings that are different parts?
It's a little bit separated in that school, to my knowledge.
Are there students still in the school?
There are still students in the school. They're trying to evacuate the elementary school at this time. And again, all of them being taken to the rec center. We're asking no one to try to respond to the scene. This will be an active scene for quite some time, as well as will be cordoned off.
So as of now, the threat in your mind is over?
I wouldn't say that completely. I think the officers on scene and the tactical teams are still looking room to room to make sure.
Can you give just a word of advice or what have you to parents that still may not have had that reunification yet?
All I can say is please go to the rec center so that we can get you reunified with your students as soon as possible. We know this is a very worrisome situation for parents. We understand they're all worried about their children. Relatives are worried, and we're trying to get them back together as soon as possible. It could be very confusing over there because we want to make sure we note every student that is leaving and who they're leaving with, so that can be very complicated. And also to find out if any students know anything, if they saw anything, if they're a witness to this. So that is going to take some time, so parents, please be patient as you're going over there working with the reunification team.
Were there any warnings on social media or anything like that?
We don't know any of that at this point. That'll be involved in the investigation. I'm Holly Nicholson Cluth. I'm the Undersheriff of Douglas County.
Were both the suspects boys?
We don't know that for sure.
We're seeing a lot of helicopters in the.
Sorry. They're being transported by school bus over to the rec center.
Holly, you've had a chance to talk to some of the folks that are over in the school. Can you tell me about the response so far, what some of your deputies have sort of been seeing and experiencing over the last half an hour to an hour?
I don't know that, other than I do know that we had numerous officers from not just our jurisdiction but all surrounding jurisdictions on scene within minutes and entering the school to do what they are supposed to do, and that is go in and secure the school and protect the students and catch the bad guy.
At the same time,
The last school shooting here in Douglas County was?
me that. I can't off the top of my head, I'm sorry. Excuse me?
Covered them?
I've been here 30 years.
So you've seen them?
I've seen other things happening. I've seen potential shootings. We've seen a lot here, but this is a good community. It's usually very quiet, extremely low crime rate. So this is unusual for us.
This is the
Just being parents, all of these responders here and seeing these 7, possibly 8 children with these injuries, that has to be tough.
Oh, of course it is. We care about our students and our parents and our citizens. It's tough for everybody. We hope that we can get all the students back to their parents very quickly and that we can resolve this situation and be done with it and go back to living the kind of lifestyle we have here in Highlands Ranch.
Personally, how would you describe what's happening right now as someone who's been here for 30 years?
I can tell you it's a unified effort. That's what I'll describe right now, of agencies from all over the metro area. It's a unified effort to get in there and protect those kids.
you guys. There's been so much training that goes into a moment like this. You guys have trained for this for years. Describe to me how that training becomes valuable in a moment like this.
When you repeat what you're doing in training, you go out and when it happens, you do what you learned. And that's what training's all about. Training for law enforcement is extensive and it's very time consuming and costly. But when something like this happens, it pays off and it saves lives.
One other thing, how long do you think it was between shots fired, report, and officers, deputies on the...
I don't know that, but I can find out for the next time. It was within minutes.
Anything more on how they were caught?
They were caught by officers running into the schools.
And are the 2 suspects part of the 7 or 8 that are injured?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right, guys, let's do one more because the undersheriff needs to go back over to briefing. One more?
Will you have another briefing later?
Yes, probably about 15 to 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.